4-6 et sec. Annual notice has been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the Daily Record. It was posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcements. Can I have a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Here.
Mr. Falcone.
Present.
Ms. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Kukovic.
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Here.
Ms. Smith.
She is here. She's muted, but she's here.
Mayor Galate.
Here. If you will stand and join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
Yeah,
And-
hold on.
which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you can remain standing for one moment, we lost a fellow council member from the town of Stanhope, Diana Kunkin. When I first got involved in government in the nineties, Diana was also on council with me, and she will be greatly missed in the community of Hopatcon and Stanhope. Thank you. We will start off with our proclamations for our silver awards for Troop 97328. Our first proclamation is for Reagan Gravatt.
I don't know how to.
We can help you with that.
Whereas the strength and future of a community are reflected in the activities, successes, and the accomplishments of its citizens. And whereas Reagan Gravatt, a member of Girl Scout Troop 97328, has been awarded the Girl Scout Silver Award, which is the second highest award a Girl Scout can earn and the highest award a Girl Scout cadet can receive. Having spent 40+ hours each on making a lasting change in their community. And whereas Reagan, along with Isabella, built and painted a recess library for the Durbin Ave School, which are housed in an outside cabinet. They were hoping to help foster a love of learning and reading when technology is so prevalent. Now students are able to share in their love of books and activities that they purchased and had donated. And whereas it is with great admiration that I recognize Reagan Gravatt on her outstanding accomplishments, her enthusiasm and passion to succeed has enabled her to be awarded the prestigious Silver Award. Congratulations on a job well done. In witness whereof, I, Marie Galati, Mayor of the Borough of Hopatcon, do hereby proclaim June 6, 2025 as Reagan Gravatt Day.
Do you have Danielle's phone number? I could text her.
Who's?
Danielle's. I could text her. Danielle's? No.
Hold on, Christine, we can hear you.
I just muted her.
Okay.
There you go. I think you're going to say a few of them for it. Our next one is Isabella. Isabella.
She is not here, but her mom will accept it on her behalf.
Okay. So Isabella's proclamation is the same as Reagan's. Is the same as Reagan's, and June 7th, 2025 is going to be Isabella Giuliano Day. Next one is Adriana Carucci. Whereas the strength and future of a community are reflected in the activities, successes, and accomplishments of its citizens, and whereas Adriana Carucci, a member of Girl Scout Troop 97328, has been awarded the Girl Scout Silver Award, which is the second highest award a Girl Scout can earn and highest award a Girl Scout cadet can receive, having spent 40+ hours each on making lasting change in their community. And whereas Adriana worked to organize a movie night at the Louise Childs Library with the intention to get more children and families involved with the library, as she knows that the library is an underused community resource. After the movie, several children signed up for their library cards, and several others who had them already checked out books to take home. The librarian said that her movie night had the highest turnout they had seen in a long time and even inquired on how she advertised it. The rest of the proclamations are basically the same, so I'm just going to, for time, let Adriana know that June 8th, 2025 is going to be Adriana. Did you get it? Our next proclamation is Talia Parati. Whereas the strength and future of a community are reflected in the activities, successes, and accomplishments of its citizens. And whereas Talia Parati, a member of Girl Scout Troop 97328, has been awarded the Girl Scout Silver Award. Talia, along with Kylie, Annie, and Lily, worked together to create a recess theater for the Durbin Ave School. Their intentions were to cultivate a love of the arts at a young age, as well as make recess time more exciting for the children who go to school there. They were able to craft and collect enough costumes, accessories, and props to fill the cabinet they assembled, along with having 2 bins of backstock. The extra costumes and accessories will be used to rotate costumes in the cabinet, as well as serve as costumes for classroom plays the students will perform in the future. In witness whereof, I, Marie Galati, Mayor of the Borough of Hopatcong, do hereby proclaim June 9th, 2025 as Talia Parati Day. I apologize, I just picked these up, they were just finished. You can stand right there. Kylie Ovalis. Whereas the strength and future of a community are reflected in the activities, successes, and accomplishments of its citizens. And whereas Kylie, am I saying that right? Ovalis, a member of Girl Scout Troop 97328, has been awarded the Girl Scout Silver Award, which is the second highest award a Girl Scout can earn and the highest award of a Girl Scout cadet. Whereas Kylie, along with Talia, Annie, and Lily, worked together to create a recess theater for the Durbin Ave School. Their intentions were to cultivate a love of the arts at a very young age. They were able to craft and collect enough costumes, accessories, and props to fill the cabinet they assembled, along with having 2 bins of backstock. The extra costumes and accessories will be used to rotate costumes in the cabinet, as well as serve as costumes for classroom plays. In witness whereof, I, Marie Galati, Mayor of the Borough of Hopatcong, do hereby proclaim June 10th, 2025 as Kylie Ovalis Day. Congratulations. There you go. Is it Annie or Anne?
It's Annie. She's not here, so Kylie will accept it on her behalf.
Okay, so we will read Annie's Day. Annie's Day is going to be June 11th, 2025 as Annie Melchior Day. Congratulations. Getting the silver award is a wonderful ordeal. We certainly don't want to have her miss that. Our next one is Lily Tompkins.
Lily's also on here. Talia will accept on her behalf.
So Lily Tompkins Day is going to be June 12th, 2025. Congratulations to Lily. And our next one that we have is Peyton Idarola. Whereas the strength and future of a community are reflected in the activities, successes, and accomplishments of its citizens. And whereas Peyton Idarola, a member of Girl Scout Troop 97328, has been awarded the Girl Scout Silver Award. Whereas Peyton built a mobile Lego table for the Durbin Ave School. She chose this project to enhance inside recess time. She researched the cognitive benefits of building with Legos. Afterwards, she collected Lego donations and built an amazing Lego table on wheels that will be enjoyed for years to come. Not only is it fun, but it is also has educational and fine motor benefits for the students. And whereas it is with great admiration that I recognize Peyton Idarola on her outstanding accomplishments, her enthusiasm and passion to succeed has enabled her to be awarded the prestigious Silver Award. Congratulations on a job well done. In witness whereof, I, Marie Galati, Mayor of the Borough of Hopatcong, do hereby proclaim June 13th, 2025 as Peyton Idarola Day. Congratulations. And our last silver award is Gianna Verica. Whereas the strength and future of a community are reflected in the activities, successes, and accomplishments of its citizens. And whereas Gianna, am I saying that right? Verico? Verico, a member of Girl Scout Troop 97328, has been awarded the Girl Scout Silver Award. Whereas Gianna created a YouTube channel for the Warriors cheerleading program. Cheerleaders from kindergarten to 8th grade were able to pull up YouTube at home to practice their sideline cheers. Gianna partnered with the Cheer GM along with multiple high school coaches to create the videos and to ensure her vision met the program standards. She collected, edited, and uploaded the videos. Her project will be in use for years to come, with benefits already being observed. And whereas it is with great admiration that I recognize Gianna Verico on her outstanding accomplishments, her enthusiasm and passion to succeed has enabled her to be awarded the prestigious Silver Award. In witness whereof, I, Marie Pilati, Mayor of the Borough of Hopatcong, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2025 as Gianna Verico Day. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of our Silver Award winners. You're all welcome to stay for the meeting if you'd like, or you're welcome to head out for the rest of your evening. Thank you for coming, though.
Thank you. Good job, ladies. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you. Moving on, I would like to introduce Max, our recreation superintendent, who is going to lead us in the Miss Lotta Veterans Cruise Lottery. He has given all of us a form that has all of the names of the participants that are in the drawing this evening. There are 24 names that will be picked, and then there will be 5 that are on the waiting list.
Throw my lucky hat for this, so. Be throwing out my lucky hat. So the way that this is going to work, there are 29 people that registered for it. There are only 24 slots. I thought it would be best if we do a public, lottery draft. So I'm going to pick out, there are 24 or 29 pieces of paper in this hat, shuffle them around each time. I will pick out 24 individual numbers. Each number is allocated to a specific name. I will read that name aloud after each number is picked. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right, very good.
Do you want a drum roll?
I was gonna say.
Maybe.
Drum.
Maybe.
We're gonna do it 24 times.
No, just an initial.
Yeah. All done.
That's a long drum roll.
I hear you, bro. I know you.
Number 17, that is Jack Olson. Sixteen, James Strubeck. $27, Hubert Talmadge. $18, Al Ulola. I'm sorry if I mispronounced names, by the way. That's my apology. $14, let's see, Don Mitchell.
It says 7 3/4, it's not.
Pick 2 now. 13, let's see, Tom Brown. $29, Peter Eklund. $28, Fred Denhart. Number 6. Jim Flincham. Number 20. Marie Walk. Number 25. Christopher Rapoli. '23. Bill Clough. Number 3. Eric Sudak. '26. Tom Yao. Number 5. Lou Terse. Number 21. Marianne Merritt. '22. Roy Steinfeld. Number 10. Fred Sampson.
You can celebrate. Go ahead, you be happy. You celebrate. Have your moment.
Number 12. William O'Brien. '19. Robert Wallace. Number 1. Jim Liptak.
Twenty-one.
Oh, we're at 21. All right, we got 3 more. Very nice.
I like numbering.
Thank
It's just,
you.
we're just as anxious.
15. Jim Perrin.
Oh, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4,
22.
22.
That was 22.
11. Richard Brighton. '24. Pedro Olgado. So, full 24.
24.
Literally number 24 was pick 24.
Very nice.
Mhm.
All right. So if you heard your name this evening, or if you're watching, I will be contacting you either, tomorrow, Friday, or early next week with more info about the actual thing. I'll have to confirm if you are still able and willing to go. Plus, I need an additional few questions of information about your branch, your rank, etc. But that's who we have there. So, yeah, thank you for your 10 minutes of time. I know it was very compelling, so thank you.
Thank you, Max.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much, Max. I think it was a great way to do the selection. I did notice a lot of different names on the list this year that I did not see last year, so that's a positive. Do you want to stay for the citizen of the year?
Yeah, sure.
So this year we had created with Max a new contest that we were doing here in the borough. We've always had the senior of the year for at least the last, 30 years that I know of. So we did a Hopakon Citizen of the Year 2024. And there was a tie this year. So the committee has given us two names. We did not ask them to come this evening. We're going to announce who they are, and then we'll have a nice presentation at another meeting because there just wasn't enough time between collecting all of the applications, which ended on May 30th, and then the selection, and then tonight. So our Hopakon Citizens of the Year for 2024 are Jamie Wint and Jen Barone. So we will reach out for them and we will have a proper meeting where we will recognize them. So thank you, Max, for all of your help with that also. Moving on to the auction of property 44 Wildwood Shores, block 31401, lot 2. The opening bid for this property is $17,000, and I'm going to turn it over to our municipal attorney, Bob McBrier.
Great, thank you, Mayor. It'd be appropriate at this time to entertain a motion to open the property auction. Is there such a motion?
So made.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
By way of brief introduction, the borough previously adopted ordinance 5-2025, authorizing the sale of certain non-conforming property owned by the borough. The subject property, as indicated by the mayor, is 44 Wildwood Shores Drive, also known on the official tax maps of the borough as block 31401, lot 2. This sale is subject to all of the terms and conditions set forth in ordinance 5-2025. And because of the non-conforming nature of the property, the auction is only available to adjoining landowners. One of the requirements being that if there's a successful bid and ultimate purchase, one of the requirements in the ordinance is that that parcel be merged with the adjoining property. The minimum bid, as stated, is $17,000. Is there anyone present here tonight owning property adjacent to 44 Wildwood Shores interested in making the minimum bid? I see one hand raised. Sir, can I have your name and address?
James Finale,
Can you spell your surname, please?
FANELLI,
And your address, sir?
50 Wildwood Shores.
The council recognizes one bid made in the amount of $17,000 by James Fandelli. Are there any other bids? Going once? Going twice? Seeing no other bids, either in person or any indication from those that may be participating online? I think, Shelby, we don't have anything or anybody. It'd be appropriate to close the portion of the property auction at this time. Is there such a motion?
So made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now that the auction has completed, it would be appropriate for the council to entertain a motion to accept the bid made by Mr. Fandelli in the amount of $17,000 on condition that he satisfies the terms and conditions set forth in the ordinance, which I presume you've received a copy of, and pay the clerk and or administrator the deposit, which is due in the amount of 10% by 4 p.m. Friday here at the municipal building. That's June 6, 2025.
I understand.
Thank you. Is there such a
So-
motion?
I'll motion.
Second.
We'll do a roll call.
Yes.
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuskovic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you to, yes,
We heard you.
we got you. And thank you
Okay.
Thank you.
for that. And thank you to the real estate committee for doing all the work and putting that forward to make that happen. And thank you for purchasing the property. Moving on to committee reports, the administrator had asked if we curtailed committee reports for this evening since the agenda was long. Does the council concur with that?
So the council is going to forego committee reports, but we would like to congratulate our Silver Award winners, our Miss Lotta Cruz winners, our Citizens of the Year, and also send our condolences to the family and Borough of San Hope for Diana Kunkin.
Thank you. And there is no administrator's report.
Well, I do wanna just have, I have one update. I know I was the one that, said let's curtail, but, I do wanna provide an update, to something I said at the last meeting last week, on Wednesday. At that time, I had said that our ballot box outside of the municipal building was, not to be used. It was gonna be replaced, and I did not think it was going to be replaced in time for the primary election. Well, the county proved me wrong, and they came on Friday and replaced our box. We now have an operable box outside the building that is secure, so that is open for ballots to be dropped off in.
Did we change the website message?
Yes, yep, everything went out. I believe we did some messages on Friday, and then we did some either yesterday or today. We did a Nixle as well to update our message that that box can now be used.
And there's a pop-up on the website too.
Yes, yep.
Very good, thank you. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Make a motion?
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
The meeting is open to the public for anything and everything that is on or off the agenda. You just need to come forward and state your name.
Second. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Tom Brown. I'm representing the Hopatcong Flag Day Committee and giving an update. While we know we're looking forward to fireworks at the Hopatcong Flag Day Committee, made a difficult but responsible decision to cancel them this year. After multiple safety inspections conducted by our fire chief, police chief, and borough leadership, we were incredibly grateful. We are incredibly grateful to Mayor Galati, Fire Chief Crowley, and Police Chief McCluskey for their leadership, professionalism, and commitment to public safety. Their inspections were thorough and thoughtful and focused solely on protecting our families, first responders, and community. But here's the great news. We're making this year's celebration more exciting than ever. We've added a second live band to the lineup, joining Who's Johnny and our inspiration 1000 Voices of America patriotic choir tribute. It all leads to a powerful community sing-along followed by a high energy, family friendly glow party finale. We're distributing glow sticks and LED bracelets to light up the night because the spirit of Flag Day shines brightest when we all come together. Join us for music, unity, and pride. We're making memories that will last far beyond one night of fireworks. The Flag Day Committee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Lynn Ritchie. I'm not here tonight to discuss politics, but I'm here out of principle. Because what's happening in our local government is not what was promised to the people who live here. Mayor, during your campaign, you spoke often about transparency, collaboration, and respect of the council management form of government. You positioned yourself as someone who would work with the council, not around the council, someone who believed in checks and balances and putting the public first. But once in office, your actions have not matched those words. Instead of honoring the council's strong mayor weak model that is the borough is built on, you've worked to consolidate power, moving us towards a form of mayoral control that is not what this community asked for nor voted for. Council voices are being sidelined, decisions are being made behind closed doors, and the public is being left out of the process completely. Agenda items that don't align with your personal views are being stalled and avoided. And even when they reflect the will of the council or the needs of the community, that's not leadership, that's obstruction. Committee assignments have been distributed in ways that clearly reflect favoritism. Talented committed council members are being overlooked, while others are rewarded seemingly for loyalty. That's not collaboration, that's manipulation. And let's talk about the one key campaign promise you made in appointing a new borough attorney. That promise helped you win votes. Now you're backing away from it, saying it's just politics. No, Marie, it's a broken promise. It's a pattern that is eroding public trust. This is not about disagreement, it's about accountability. It's one thing to face the challenges of leadership, and it's another thing to abandon the values that got you elected. And many of your constituents believe that this is what's been happening. We know governing is hard, but difficulty does not excuse dishonesty. It does not justify abandoning the public process or reshaping the system to suit a single agenda. If your philosophy of governance has changed, then say so clearly and publicly. But don't pretend this is the direction that reflected the platform you ran on or the voters who supported it. Because we remembered what you promised, and what we're seeing doesn't resemble it. We expect better. We expect shared governance, not solo rule. We expect honesty, not excuses. And above all, we expect those in power to serve the people and not themselves. I will keep showing up. I will keep speaking out. I will keep continuing to hold this government and you, Mayor, accountable to the community that elected you to serve us. Thank you. And I'll leave you a copy of this if you would like.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, Dave.
What would be a council meeting without me? All right, a couple of things. How are we doing with Whitten Park? Because from what I gather, there's a lot of trees chopped down, and is there gonna be parking so people can pull in and pull out a chair and watch the lake or whatever?
Aware of any parking happening at Whitten Park, and the trees that were cut down many years ago. I don't believe that there was ever any answer as to how the trees got cut down or why. There currently is a grant that the Lake Hopatcong Foundation is doing with the Borough of Hopatcong with Whitten Park, but it's taking different stages to get there. As we get updates from our engineer, we'll learn more as time goes on, but it's not something that's happening very quickly.
I see.
And as you know, Whitten Park is the only access to the lake from Hopatcong, and there's really no access to Whitten Park because there's no driveways there. It's very difficult to get to.
I see. Is there any other land that would be available to the borough?
Not that I'm aware of, not unless we purchase something.
Yeah. On Crescent, by Crescent Lake or Crescent Cove, there are two large pipes, rusty pipes that are up by the parking lot there. I was wondering, can the borough remove them because they're eyesores?
I'm not familiar with them. We'd have to send somebody out to look.
I
don't know if-
happen to have a picture of them.
Of course we do.
Actually seen those pipes myself and have wondered if they were ours or where they came
You know,
from.
I will
what
take a
they,
picture of your picture and I will email it to them.
what-
How does
what
that
the
work?
intent was for those.
Perfect.
We can certainly look into it. I'm not sure if they're ours or possibly Crescent Cove.
I'm gonna send it to the entire council right now,
Okay.
Mayor.
Let's see what else we have. Oh, the judge's chamber over here, since we no longer have a judge, is that room being used for anything?
I don't believe it's used for anything specific, no.
May I suggest that it might be used for the mayor's room, a conference room or whatever like we had in the front, which was taken over by the administration, and use that for when you have private meetings, when we're not allowed to be present, so we can stay here while you go in there and have your meeting and then come back out and rerun and run the meeting
It's a wonderful suggestion. It certainly is something that we can put on our list of things that we want to have, but the unfortunate thing in Hopakon is we have a list of things that have to happen and a list of things that we want to happen,
Right,
and that would cost money. So for right now, it's just on hold the room.
I see, okay. And, let's see, what else we have here?
Great question, though.
Okay. At the previous meetings, I had mentioned about the fact that the citizenry should be notified if there's a change of meetings, or even notified each time before a meeting is held, so that they'll come out. Because as you can see, we don't have too many people here, and we'd like to get the borough's participation in your meetings. The more people that come, the more we can get accomplished. So, so I had asked that two meetings before, if you would be able to notify us with that communication system that you have.
I believe when we have change in meetings, we might be able to use it, but it is an emergency communication, so we are, limited when we do use it. So if we have meeting changes, we can try to use it.
Yeah.
In order for us to let the public know when meetings are, we post it on Facebook, we post it on the municipal website, we do hang, signs on the doors. Unfortunately, not that night that you came, there was no sign on the door. And again, I apologize for that because we were at the firehouse. And it's really just a matter of getting into a routine with, making sure that we have the proper procedure for letting people know if there's a meeting change.
Because the last meeting was a rescheduled meeting, and the population wasn't informed directly. I mean, it was on our calendar for a week before.
Right.
And at the previous meeting, you discussed it and you said, we can't make it, and we'll just come in on the last Wednesday. But in that situation, it would seem that you would notify everybody that you were going to have a meeting the fourth Wednesday rather than the third Wednesday. And, it just seems fair to do. That's it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Dave.
David, just so you know, our next meeting is June 25th.
Okay, oh, wow, so
We
again,
moved it
too, is
forward.
perhaps
Yeah.
maybe you should notify everyone that it's not gonna be the third Wednesday.
Right.
It will be the fourth Wednesday.
Correct.
Thank you, and we'll all be here.
Good?
Anyone else? Keith?
The things that we want to have happen. How is the status of our town flag?
You'll be very excited. They're actually in the building.
They are actually in the building.
They
okay.
arrived in the building this week.
Now,
So
are they going to be initially inaugurated and
Yes,
unveiled
we're going to
at Flag Day?
I don't know if we're going to be able to do it within a week, but we are hoping to do an unveiling ceremony for them. Absolutely. That's the goal.
Very good.
We're excited.
Thank you much.
Anyone else?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. John Ferguson. I just wanted to bring up one item for consideration, just to improve a little bit of the traffic flow in the town. Where the stop sign is on Flora heading out towards Wills. That's a very tight corner. We already had one bus clip the flagpole trying to make the turn up towards Flora. And I'm suggesting that you consider making that one segment of Francis one way going down, just like you did on the street behind here. Because that way it eliminates the need for the stop signs, but also eliminates anybody having to make the tight turns. And there's plenty of other access roads out from Russell Road on. They can come up Charles or whatever, instead of coming directly up there to make the left onto Flora. And that's kind of a blind corner too. So the other egress points have a lot more visibility for making left turns. There's just something to consider. It's a low tech and low impact, is just a few signs changed around.
Which,
Right, if you're going from here heading back towards the Heights and you get on Flora, you hit right past the athletic field, you hit a stop sign. That intersection, that's where Francis dead ends in there, and I said that trying to come up, it's too tight, that
It's a
utility
very
pole is
tight
right there. But if you turn and make it just that one small segment to Russell Road, the first turnoff road, one way going down, it eliminates, nobody's gonna be trying to make the tight turn, because anybody turning will be turning from the right lane, there's plenty of room, and going from the other direction, there's no obstruction on that corner, so it eliminates that thing. And I said it'll probably make that intersection a little safer, a little bit of flowing. Like I said, it's a low impact, low cost.
It's certainly
Well-
something that we can mention to our DPW superintendent and the engineer, because we'd also have to include.
Well, yeah, you have,
Superintendent of schools also, we need to get their input plus the police department, the traffic.
you have a ton of stuff that you have to go through. I said, get more and just have a consideration or think about it, and it might help in general that area.
No, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Other thing, a little interesting tidbit, and this is low part again. The senior picnic, I hear that this year, instead of a barbecue, they're having a catered from Gambai's. The food is delicious, but we kind of look forward to the grilled hot dogs and hamburgers, you know.
I think the food for the senior picnic is gonna be fabulous. No matter
Well,
what
no,
it is.
but I said, part of it was, because there was some deal with the fire marshal in town and you had to have some kind of permit. And why would they need a special fire permit for a simple barbecue out on an asphalt surface next to a steel structure with no tree?
We certainly need to follow all the rules. We can't get away.
I'm
with
saying,
doing
but
something
doesn't the
that-
town council have the authority at some point to, going forward, to establish for
No, yeah.
common repeating events like that, to issue a long-standing, have a one-time service saying, all right, nothing substantially has changed. They have a standing authority each year to hold these events, like the picnic doesn't change, it always happens, and it happens in the same location. It might streamline things, and why go through all the extra expense and time for something that's so maybe necessarily on one level bureaucratic, but it seems so non-commonsensical.
Is there a long-standing, like, could you get a permit for a year, or is it by event?
It's generally event specific.
It's
It's event
event specific
specific,
and there
yeah.
isn't time in between now and when.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just going forward, events like this, instead of having to go a lot of rigmarole, a lot of extra process, if it's something that's repeating every year, why not?
The fire marshal can't do that because they can't do
But
that.
can't you, as a town and council, can't you pass
No,
resolution
there's
say
state
we're allowing?
statutes that we cannot get around and we're certainly not gonna get around
Oh,
safety
come on, you guys
issues.
have a lot of power.
No, it's okay. Next
Not
person.
Not recently.
Yes, next person.
Just real quick, I forgot to mention my name, Pete Freckling.
Yes.
We know who
Just-
you are,
You are,
Pete.
Pete.
We know
who I
you.
am.
That's true,
Hey,
that's true.
Thank you.
Pete Freckling, everybody.
My name is Ryan Filipowski. I think it would go to Shelby. I was on a walk on Carteret. Carteret intersects with Bergen. There is no stop sign.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's supposed to be one there, but I was walking with a child and my dog. And a car just came right across out wide. I yanked the kid, I yanked the dog, I yelled at her. And she stopped and she's like, I'm sorry, there's no stop sign. And I'm like, what? And I turned around and there's no inclination of needing to, it's a T. I don't know if there's supposed to be one and it went missing. But that also caused me along my walks to pay more attention.
Yeah,
There's several in that area of T intersections that are missing. Keith and Williams. The backside of Keith and Carteret, there's several roads out that way where you come to a T and there's no yield or no stop or no nothing. So I don't know if that's, I mean, I would think it's a liability.
Mhm.
I don't know the legalities of it, but I thought I'd bring that to your attention.
yeah, and do you know if there were stop signs there at
No.
one time?
I haven't, like, I'm just walking the dog. I'm not really watching for the stop sign.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I almost got hit, it caused me to look. And then since then, I started
to know.
paying more attention and notice.
Yeah, no, I can definitely have police and then Public Works go out there and they would know if there were signs there at one point, they could easily replace them if there's not signs. And they see that there's a need for them, especially if there's a T, I would imagine they would have to have stop signs at some
Something,
point.
yeah, even
Yeah.
a yield, something, just,
Yeah, but no, I'll bring that to their attention tomorrow and have them take a look.
okay.
Yes.
And then also, between 56 and 59 Broadway.
Mhm.
At 56, there's a vacant lot. And it has like a natural trough in it for the rainwater. And then it goes under the road into a storm drain.
Mhm.
That storm drain is clogged right to the top with leaves and debris. Then it goes across Broadway to 59, and that one is also clogged to the top with leaves and debris. I don't know if there's like a schedule to have them cleaned or what.
Yeah, there is. So that too, I'll send them out there and have them take a look.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Also, I have one thing for Mayor Galante. I also voted for you based on some of your campaign projections, I guess I would say. I was upset hearing that. And correct me if I quote you wrong.
Could you speak
That-
a little louder?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That you felt that campaigning is campaigning and governing is governing and they're different. Did I quote you correctly?
Yes.
Okay. In my eyes, and it's only my feeling. When we're looking for a person for council or any form of government, the only thing we have to judge you by is your campaign. So you gain people's trust off your campaign. I do understand that there are things that you all run into that make you possibly go against your campaign for one reason or another. And I can respect that and I can understand that. But on a topic of the lawyer, that for many, 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 many people was a very big point to put you where you are. Transparency for some of you was also a big reason to put you there. I've lived here since '86. It's frustrating that you feel like you don't know what's going on. You hear your taxes are going up, or this is changing, or that's changing, and you're like, why? Well, because. That's not an answer. I was trying to think of how to word it. And the best way to word it is if you own a business. So I was taught, my word is all I have. You have one chance to make an impression. And your word should be your word and you should stand behind it no matter what. If I owned a business in this town and I had customers coming to me and going, Ryan, I need your advice. What do you think I should do with this car? Okay, I would do this. Okay, thank you. If I steer them wrong, I lose their business. I lose my credibility. I may be known as a ripoff. I may be known as a fraudulent business, whatever. If I have a customer come to me and say, what's your opinion on what I should do? I give my opinion. It's only my opinion. You gave us your word. So as far as I'm concerned, you've lost all my trust. You will not get voted again by me. And it stinks because I had faith in you. And years ago, I don't know if you remember me, I went to the high school for a town meeting where we were looking to privatize the DPW. You were for it originally. And you came back and you said, after hearing all of us speak, and I was one of the ones that spoke, and you told me I was one of the ones that changed your mind. You gained my respect, and I remembered that. So when you ran for office, I was like, wow, here's somebody who was set in her ways. And because she heard the public, she said, this is what the public wants. This is what we should do. So I thought you would continue that. Obviously, you don't. So now you've lost my respect and you've lost my vote. Thank you.
I understand. Thank you. Anyone else have anything? Motion to bring it back?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving along to correspondence, we don't have any correspondence this evening. Resolutions 2025-93, authorization for a refund of a construction permit
I'll make a motion.
and the roll call.
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Here,
Thank
Yes.
you.
Is that a yes?
that's a
you.
yes, I'm here, yes.
2025-94, authorizing the Land Conservancy of New Jersey as required disclosure vendor. This is something that we are asking the council to pass. This is something we need for environmental, for open space, moving forward in our master plans and whatnot. We need to complete many things, and we're asking for the support of the resolution.
I'll motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Here. Yes.
2025-95, authorizing the promotion of Justin Lease within our Department of Public Works.
Make a motion?
Second.
Discussion. Which dollar amount is correct? Salary under the whereas is different than the now therefore be it resolved at the bottom.
It's the 84.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Do we have to amend that?
You could do a motion to, clarify, to approve it as amended or as corrected.
Yeah, I'll make a
There's
motion
a
to
Proceeding motion
make
to,
it clear with the amount, 84. I'll second it.
any further discussion?
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you very much. 2025-96, authorizing the agreement to participate in the Arrive Together program.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. 2025-97, authorization for an award of fencing services.
I'll make a motion.
Second and discussion, just one question, the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, the third whereas, where it says expiring.
Oh, yeah, no, that was extended.
Okay,
It'd be 2025. Sorry about that.
no, that's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't get to email you ahead of time.
So what should the date be? 25?
2025, yeah.
2025.
So then we have to do that too.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to amend it to 25.
I'll
second the
amendment. Sorry, Rich.
It's okay.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
You. Moving on to 2025-98, authorizing the purchase of a police vehicle.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
2025-99, authorizing for an award to Weldon Asphalt through Union County Cooperative.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
And if we can remove 2025-100, the authorizing issuance of the fireworks permit.
We don't have to do anything for that. We just,
No, you could do a formal motion to, delete it from the agenda, just so the minutes are clear. And I think that was based on the comments from,
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown.
I'll make a motion to delete.
I'll second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Moving on. This is 2025-101. This is authorizing energy taxes to municipalities. There was previous discussion in reference to the energy companies who are, all of their rates are going up at the beginning of the summer. This basically is a resolution in support of that not happening. I do know that there is some chatter that there might be a possibility that this might not go into effect until the winter months instead of the summer months when everyone's using their air conditioning. But there is no final ruling on this, but this is a resolution in support of the energy taxes to municipalities.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Can I ask a question or are you gonna ask the question?
Yeah.
These years, are they the same? Are they correct? 23, 24, 24? 25? They're right?
Under the whereas.
It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th whereas.
This resolution came directly from the League of Municipalities. I'm
Got
gonna
it.
assume
Got
that the
I'm gonna
numbers are
assume
correct.
yes.
Okay, so, all right.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
yes,
Thank you. 2025-102, the award of the state aid project for Kansas Way, Adelphi Trail, and Rollins Trail for paving.
Motion
Second.
and discussion, just a general question. Are we still trying to do like double the amount of paving this year? Is that still the goal?
Yes, so this project is to start this month.
Okay.
And we are in discussions right now for what is going to be the next phasing, once this is complete and when that's gonna be.
Okay, thank you.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
yes,
Thank you. 2025-103, award state aid project for DuPont Ave striping.
Not fake. Not fake DuPont.
Motion. Second.
Oh, this is the real
It's real DuPont or fake DuPont? It's real DuPont, don't worry
This is
about
the
it.
real
It's
DuPont.
So we have, Shelby, I don't know if you know, you probably know this, but for some reason we have multiple roads with the same names and.
Yeah, I've noticed there's some
Which
that.
we need, yeah, we need to change that.
Never, whatever trail.
Yeah.
Very.
No, in
confusing.
this instance, there's two DuPont Aves that are very much segregated from each other. Yeah. So,
It's very confusing.
yeah, okay, I'm assuming this is the big one that overlooks. the
Yeah.
lake.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
We had a motion and.
So that
Sorry,
might do
Joe,
fun.
sorry.
Okay.
Striping.
Not the.
Or
Not the fake one.
Not the cost.
Yeah, not the fake.
We're gonna change that to Falcon.
Oh, yeah. There's only like 6 houses on it. So-
Right,
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic.
Yes, on a real DuPont.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
yes. And also let's include squat trails in there. We have 3 of them.
Yes.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you. 2025-104, award state aid project for DuPont Ave, the guardrails.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yeah.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes,
Thank you. 2025-105, award state aid project for DuPont Ave paving.
Motion.
Second.
The roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
yes,
Thank you. 2025-106, authorizing 2025-2026 liquor license renewals. There are 6 planetary retail consumption licenses and 2 club licenses.
Motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzic.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
yes,
Thank you. 2025-107, authorizing escrow for the PFAS engineering costs. As you all know, we have 7 municipal wells that are retrofitted with carbon filtration systems. The carbon filtration systems themselves don't stay viable forever. So because of that, we are forced to have to clean the carbon that's in the carbon filtration systems. We are in communication with the MSA to be able to discharge the water once we clean the carbon filtration systems. And this is a request from the MSA for escrow to be able to communicate and review our programs.
So this is not for them to actually, I'm sorry, I'll make a motion.
Second discussion.
Yeah, so this is not for them to actually take the water. This is just for them to review if they're gonna take the water?
This is them, it's just as if it was going in front of like our land use and you have to put escrow in to be able to have the attorney review it and whatnot. They don't just review everything
Got it.
without a cost.
Okay.
So it's a.
And I know
$5,000 that they
this-
requested.
We have a representative. I don't know how much time is left on his term, but we were supposed to be getting quarterly updates on the MSA, and I think we've only gotten 2 since the beginning of 2024. So is there a way we can look into either replacing this person who's been appointed to this position? Because I believe that we've reached out, right, and we haven't heard back in terms of getting any updates. So how do we know what's going on?
Sure, we can certainly ask, but this request actually came from our municipal engineer because he's the one who is communicating with the MSA and not the representative.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying like in general, just we were supposed to be getting MSA updates since nobody up here is a liaison to that.
Certainly.
Rich Schumer.
And a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivich.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes,
Thank you, and I'm just gonna go with smidge out of order to 2025-109.
Yes, so this is a new resolution that was not put on the agenda. So this came about yesterday. The state reached out to us. So we have we're supposed to have a municipal registrar. That was our clerk who just retired. So the state notified me yesterday that we have 10 days to appoint a new registrar. And if we do not, then we will not only be fined, but we will also not be able to issue the licenses associated with registrars such as marriage licenses and whatnot. So for the interim, until we know what we're doing with the clerk position, we're going to appoint Shauna because she has a registrar and she's been doing the work in the meantime to fill that spot, because this needs to go to the state before January 10th or June 10th so that we don't get fined.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivich.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
yes,
Thank you. Moving on, resolution 2025-108, the bill list.
Make the motion.
Second.
Does anybody need anything pulled? Okay.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivich.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
yes.
Thank you. Max, if you wanted to leave, you could. I just wanted you to stay while we were doing this.
Oh, yeah.
citizens meeting. I didn't want you to think you had to stay there inside.
If he gets up though, we're all gonna stare at him and watch him walk out anyway, so let's worry.
Moving on to ordinances, introduction of 6-2025, a salary ordinance, an ordinance establishing a minimum and a maximum range of salary and compensation for certain titles of officers and employees of the Borough of Hopatcon. And I'm going to leave all the questions up to Shelby
Do you want us to motion it first?
for discussion.
So motion.
Second.
All right.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Is there any questions?
I know that, just to clarify, there are some of these that went up and some of them went down. And I was really kind of just wondering if it was like a zero net at the end of the day.
None of the individual salaries changed. It was just a matter of correcting some things that maybe were out of whack.
Meaning that we were having people being paid more than what the maximum was. Perhaps.
Salaries didn't really change. So it was just a matter of correcting what some of the ranges should have been in regards to the job classifications.
Are you asking if somebody in this position here, the borough admin, say made more than the maximum salary?
Well, I know that's not true, but
No, I know, that's an example.
Yes,
Is that the
yeah,
example you're using?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think any of them were really out of whack, but again, it was just a matter of making it more uniform and correcting. Because some of the things just didn't make sense for what they were,
got it.
and the numbers were within the range, like some of the numbers were starting at like. I think like 30,000, which you were never gonna pay someone 30,000 for that role, so why is that the range? So it's a matter of correcting it and formalizing it in a way that made sense. And putting them into categories that were similar to each other for uniformity. It was cleanup of it essentially.
And I believe you said it hadn't been done in the municipality since
2022,
And this has to be done every year, correct?
it should be done every year.
Got it.
And what's the analysis that you use for the min and the max? Is that just like prevailing wage in boroughs and?
Yeah, so the League of Municipalities puts out every year a guide of what the going salaries are in the state. So that's kind of your basis, and then also just like based on what ours are at and nearby towns.
Got it. Thank
And
you.
you did all that research.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting that on the record.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
Any more discussion? And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivich.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes,
Thank you. And the final hearing will be the, what meeting?
The 25th.
25th?
Yep.
Thank you. Moving on to old business.
Yes. So I know we had some discussion at the last meeting around the attorney hire. I was able to get an email out the following morning, over to Shelby for guidance from the attorney's office. I do want to just share with the rest of council what was sent over, because I know can't copy everybody, otherwise it's violation of sunshine law. So I just wanted to state, in 2024, we tabled the motion to hire an attorney for 1, 2, 3 meetings. The mayor's nomination failed February 21st of 2024, at which time the council then did make a nomination from the floor to hire an attorney of their choice. Since we had a week between last meeting and this meeting, I did go back to 1995 and I referenced every single reorg agenda that's taken place since then. So it's approximately 30 years since then. Every meeting, those councils and those mayors were able to hire an attorney at the reorg, with the exception of 1998, Mayor Galati, at the time you were known as Councilwoman Ryder. The council did nominate from the floor because you guys did not agree with the mayor's nomination. So as well as last year, to me, it's pretty clear per the statute, again, that I sent over 40A 60-6, item D, of powers of the council. The council, whenever it fails to confirm the nomination by the mayor of any official to a subordinate office of the borough within 30 days of being presented such nomination, shall make the appointment to that office. Do we have any guidance in terms of this council's direction and our ability to make a nomination?
I acknowledge receiving your email on Thursday. It's still under review, and I hope to be able to provide information on that, at a future meeting.
But now our next meeting is not for another 4 weeks.
So there's nothing stopping me right now from making a motion to hire a municipal attorney.
I think on the last 4 meetings, the guidance had been provided that it requires the mayoral appointment and confirmation by this council. At the last 4 meetings, that has been discussed and relayed to this council.
So then I think the clarification is, why was it okay last year and it's not okay this year?
Well, I think that it's not just the question of why was it okay last year. I think it's just coincident that Mayor Galati, at the time, Councilwoman Ryder, was also part of a process where they did not agree with the mayor's nomination. So council nominated from the floor at the same meeting. So it's either what happened last year, the prior council was ill-advised by Mr. Urson, or we are being told we can't do something now because the mayor does not agree with the council's decision to hire a new attorney.
We have the response from the attorney that the statute does not align with what you're saying.
We have the guidance that he needs additional time to research.
Correct.
That is not the same.
Correct. Well, at this,
The point being made is that the advice has been consistent through numerous meetings. Nothing on that has changed. I said I acknowledge receiving your email with many years of inquiry, and I will continue to review that and get back to you when I have done so.
So it's for me, it's a little concerning. I know, Bob, you weren't here for last year. So last year I wasn't part of council. So what you're saying, if I'm understanding correctly, is that Mayor Galati made a nomination
Yes. February 21st, 2024.
for another attorney
For a
not
different
named
attorney.
on ours.
Correct.
Correct.
It was voted down by
The council.
council.
Majority of council voted no.
And
Same
somebody
meeting,
made- And who made the motion?
council, at the time, Council President Hoverkamp, immediately following the failed vote, made a nomination to hire their choice of an attorney
And
without a mayor's nomination.
that passed by majority.
Correct.
So make the nomination.
I make a motion to nominate Murphy McKeon.
I second.
Again, I've given your advice, let the record reflect that there's a motion on the table without or there's a motion without the nomination being made by the mayor. Yeah, I mean.
I think the big question for us, Bob, is really it's either okay last year or it's okay this year. Because
Okay,
it can't be both.
I wasn't here last
I
year.
understand
I've
that.
been here for 3 meetings.
Right.
Providing, counsel on a
Correct.
number of issues. So I appreciate the opportunity to, on the truncated meeting schedule, while dealing with other substantive issues, be able to review that and get back to you.
Is there any, would there be any recourse if something, because I think if what you're saying is right, Bob, right, where this is a mayor appointment, but last year it wasn't, is there any recourse from a legal perspective that would put the borough in harm's way to know that an attorney was elected or nominated in a legal fashion?
Again, I'm not gonna comment, and this is being, a number of issues are being presented on first impression this evening. So again, I appreciate the opportunity to look at that and get back to you.
What I'm concerned about is the email went out regarding this issue on Thursday. And knowing the fact that we have a meeting on Wednesday night and you need to come prepared and it just.
Sorry,
It just,
I disagree with the inference that I didn't come prepared, okay?
Okay.
I'm representing the borough in a number of tax appeals and other things that have come across my desk in the interim. So, I'm sorry it's, that, on Thursday, I got it, we had a weekend, and here we are on this evening, so. Again, I'm not gonna give a legal opinion, not being informed of the facts. I think it'd be.
I'm not, because I have to pull.
Mute.
Yeah,
Sorry.
And I have nothing to add further than that.
Okay.
the attorney you're nominating?
Murphy McKeon.
We interviewed?
We did.
yes. It went to RFP,
February.
February, yep, and.
I think we got it back in February, the RFP.
We went out to RFP in, yes, last year, then we went out again for RFP. And we interviewed in March.
I think in the best interest of what's happening, I think we should listen to the advice of the attorney who we do have that is sitting here for the borough. And at least give him the opportunity to come back with the information that has been requested of him. It has only been a few days since he was asked. There is only a few days in between the meetings, and I think it is the best thing to do. Because if we end up in a situation where your nomination is not something that can take place, we need to know that ahead of time too, because there will be a lot of repercussions of what's happening in between now and then, because everything will be at a standstill anyway.
There's a lot at a standstill. There's a lot that is not able to happen, and it's not Mr. McBride's
Well,
fault. So Mr. McBride, I apologize. This is not at you in any way, shape, or form. You just happen to be here tonight and representing, the firm. But you didn't fight against the council last year. You were showing no effort to collaborate with your council. Your words exactly were, you disagree with the democratic process that was held. That is concerning. That is a problem.
and we were being presented by the same attorney that was elected last year. So.
No,
To be fair.
I disagree with that. I am, thank you.
The firm.
The farm, yeah.
Mayor, I respectfully disagree with you, and Bob, again, this is wrong place, wrong time for you, so I don't want Bob to be punching bag up here, I don't think that's professional at all.
I don't think it's fair either.
Yeah, and fair, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think we should continue on the course that has transpired over last year and the year that you referenced.
Has precedent not been set?
Yeah, I think.
Well, precedent has not been set because that was 27 years ago, and since then.
2024, February 21st, 2024.
Well, again, the incident that happened in 1998 was 27 years ago. And that was something that could not take place today because the statute is completely different than it was 27 years ago.
Right, so let's talk about last year.
So let me just go through what was brought up. So you have the issue that happened in 1998. You could not do that again today because the statute is completely different. You have the Sharp-James rule, which is completely different, which says that the nomination comes from a mayor, and there is actual case law that says the nomination for a municipal attorney comes from a mayor, and a council cannot hire their own attorney. So there will be, you're not in violation of the law from last year, because what happened last year is I nominated an attorney that was not the municipal attorney.
Right.
But John Urson, it was in a holdover pattern last year, the day that I made the nomination for the other attorney.
And then the council president made the motion.
And then the council president made the motion to put that municipal attorney that had never left, there was no vacancy, had never left, made the motion to put that attorney into the municipal spot because there was no other nomination that was coming from me.
So are you saying that if the mayor nominates an attorney, that is not present right now and get turned down by council, council has the right to make a motion to retain the attorney that is present? Is that what you're saying?
So the nomination would come from myself if I make a nomination.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is, so let's take last year, for example. You nominated an attorney other than Mr. Urson and his firm. That got rejected, but I think if I'm understanding this correctly, you're saying that as of last year, the council can nominate an attorney based on the fact that he's our current attorney.
They nominated John Urson because he was the current attorney.
It was a holdover. We hire our professionals at the attorney, I'll speak specifically to the attorney, we hire them on a 1-year basis. So at the beginning of the year, until we formally hire, they are considered a holdover. So whether it is the attorney that we have hired for the prior year, they are in here as a holdover.
No, I understand that, but I'm trying, and if the public is not confused, and I apologize, but what I'm trying to drill down is it seems like on the surface that as of last year, the council was able to nominate an attorney, but.
They weren't able to nominate an
no,
attorney, they
let me
were
finish.
only able to nominate John Urson.
Okay,
Yes,
so
he was the holdover
so the
attorney.
council can only nominate the existing attorney as the
They
holdover.
nominated the holdover attorney. That was the difference.
Bob, can you opine on that or no? Not yet.
Again, I would appreciate understanding the full set of facts over many years in meetings and provide competent counsel after having done so.
Okay.
I know that this has been going on for a while. I know it's a sore topic for everybody. I think there's a number of different issues here. I was at the attorney interviews. I gotta go back to my notes to refresh my memory with who we were talking about, right? I know the meeting is 3 weeks away. I think that we should actually get council's review of the note that you sent, understand the legalities of it, and commit to coming to some kind of resolution by the next meeting if we can get everybody to agree on that.
I think the council does agree that we all want to move forward, not specific to which attorney it is. I do find it concerning that in 30 years, until this year and last year, it has taken almost way too many months to nominate an attorney. Just because you don't get your way doesn't mean you delay something. We're not going to stop asking. We're not going to stop fighting.
I understand that.
My point is, it's June. We're in June. We should be doing this in January.
I understand that, and you.
And again, I completely understand that, and we will come to, again, it's not like we're not trying to work towards getting a municipal.
No, you're not
attorney.
trying, because at the last meeting, you stated specifically, you don't want to. You have shown zero effort. It is disappointing beyond belief, because I looked up to you when I first started to run with you. There are no words to express my disappointment. I looked up to you.
Completely understand, completely unnecessary,
Completely embarrassing.
but again, moving forward, it is something that, you know, we can absolutely have, you know, for the agenda for the following meeting. And we can go from there. We'll have plenty of time to be able to get that. But in the meantime, I do encourage the council to look up the Sharp-James rule, and I do encourage you to look up you know, anything that's related to that, especially any of those cases, because there are cases where mayors have kept their holdover for the entire 4 years of their terms. So it's not something that's unusual. It is in the state of New Jersey, and it is something that you can look up yourselves without having to wait for Bob.
My concern is, you know, we do something that's inappropriate or not necessarily legal, if you will. And I think I would be more comfortable if Bob can certainly review that and get back to the council. And then we move from there. I would hate to do something right now that in the end ends up being something inappropriate.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that, but I think we need a goal line. I think,
Well, I think that's the goal line we're setting, right? We're
Okay,
saying, let's get that done by the next council. meeting.
yeah, if that, but I think furthermore, past the legal part of it, I think we owe it to everybody involved and our taxpayers, our citizens to put a pin in this, finalize the nomination. And I've said this many times before, obviously waiting for Bob's legal advice, and then from there, Mayor, again, to me, I know I said this last time, I'm gonna say again, this is low hanging fruit. We need to finalize this. Whether that's, we move on with Bob and his firm, or we move on to who we lend out to for RFP. I think we need to figure out a resolution and finalize this, because we're wasting way too much time and energy on this.
Great.
Understood. Any other old business?
No, but you do have a motion and a second on the floor, just for record.
Is there a motion or a consensus to table this until the June 25th meeting?
I'll make the motion to table it to the June 25th meeting.
I can second it.
And a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
No.
Ms. Johnson,
Nope.
Mr. Kusibik,
No.
Ms. Rodriguez,
No,
Ms. Smith.
Yes. Now what?
Take a nap.
Okay, and under new business, does anybody have any new business?
You have a motion and a second on the floor.
Oh, yeah, that was to table it, so the motion to table fails. I reserve any legal judgment about the legality of any of these votes that are transpiring, but that'll be part of my analysis for June 25th.
Okay, moving on to new business. Does anybody have any new business?
Well, hold on, don't we? So the motion failed, so I
The
think,
motion to table it failed.
right, so Rachel, you made a motion originally, and seconded by Jen
Yes,
for the vote to nominate.
Murphy McCown.
So we have to vote on that then, correct? And Bob is obviously, right, has, I guess, recused himself of any vote happening here, but
I'm going to strongly advise that the council not make a decision based on something that you have not looked into yourselves or gotten a legal opinion from. It is not something that you do just kindly, and there is case law that states this, and it is something that you need to make sure that when you're making this decision, that you have explored all those avenues, and it doesn't appear that way.
it doesn't appear that way.
that's fair.
That is,
Fair, Rachel, let's move on. Go ahead.
okay,
Something.
sure.
So roll call.
Mr. Bongiovanni,
I'm not going to vote for that particular attorney until I go back and review. I know that we had talked about a different attorney, Jim Bryce, right?
4 months wasn't enough time.
What's that?
4 months. Wasn't enough time.
Yeah, I understand, but we were talking about, I think there was agreement amongst the council for Jim Bryce, and now we're talking about another.
No.
No,
The
that
attorney.
is.
Let's send on.
Call a special meeting.
The, I really am, until we understand the legalities of it, I cannot in good faith vote yes, so my vote is no.
So council, if majority of council agrees to call for a special meeting, Bob, that is within our purview to do so, correct?
To call a special meeting, correct, but right now there's a motion on the floor
Mhm.
and that needs to be finalized. There was a motion to table it that. So this council is gonna decide one way or another what direction it feels it should go. And again, I reiterate that the appointment of the municipal attorney is a mayoral appointment with the advice and consent of council. And there's a motion currently pending, which is a council vote without a mayoral nomination. I believe there's one no vote and we're in the middle of a roll call.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kusibik,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
No.
Okay, moving on to new business.
So with that being finished now, I do have an additional question. Who is responsible? So the council president takes over for the mayor in her absence for 3 days, and I don't have anything for me to reference. Who's responsible for qualifying if the mayor is fit to perform her duties? Isn't that within the statute? If she's unable to perform,
I don't understand what the.
The question, so-
offer is.
so the question is, at what
And this is
point,
certainly not even on the agenda as a discussion topic. I mean, it's not even on new business.
it doesn't have to be.
Why not? You're calling into question the fitness of a duly elected mayoral appointee elected by the citizenry of the borough.
Is this more of a general question, right?
It's just a general question. I'm not insinuating that Marie has to be removed from power by any means. My question is, the council president, at what point, who is responsible or whose job is it to say the council president takes over at this time based on the state statute of the council president role?
The mayor is not absent, so there is no circumstance in which the council president takes over in this instance. None.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any new business? No. Okay, can I have a motion to open to the public?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is open to the public for anything and everything that is on the agenda and off the agenda.
Lynn Ritchie. This is for the attorney question. If someone has an open litigation against the borough of Apacon and are suing the town, is it a conflict of interest that they're running for a committee position within the party?
Ma'am, this is public comment period. Direct all your comments to the mayor. This is not Q&A.
Okay. Is it a conflict of interest that someone is suing the town, yet they're running for a committee position within the party?
I have no idea the answer.
I don't even know what the facts are. But if there's an issue, you can present them to the administrator and we'll certainly look at it.
Talk to you later.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I was just curious, the guardrails on DuPont Avenue. I drive that road all the time. I haven't seen any drop off or anything. Where is this guardrail going and how much is it gonna cost?
I'm not exactly sure where the guide rails are going to be, but we can certainly look into it and let you know where they're gonna be.
Dave, I would assume there's a lot of houses that are pretty close to the road. And I would assume that it's gonna be on those properties, on those areas where either like, they usually seem like if it's downhill and on a bend. Because I think when that road was built, the houses were built pretty close to the roadway, so I would assume that, but that's just my assumption.
Because if there's a guardrail, then they can't park their cars in front of it.
True.
It's from what I recall, it's at a corner. But I don't know which one. I can find out for you though.
Okay.
And the cost is in the resolution, $27,550 is what,
How much?
$27,550.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Now check.
Not a corner, a curve. I know it's at.
We knew what you meant.
Yeah. Usually it's
Everything's on
downhill or
curve,
slope,
no,
something like that.
Anyone else? Not seeing anything, motion to bring it back?
Made.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Let's see, moving on to mayor's comment. My only comment was to wish everyone a happy Father's Day. We won't see you before then. And I'm looking for a motion to go into executive session for matters of personnel and contracts.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's gonna be no action taken after, right? So should you?
And there'll be no action taken when we come out of executive, so there's no need for you to wait around if you choose not to. So thank you all for coming. We're gonna go into executive session now.